Map Sen versus TaeJa. It all comes down to this. I would never steal from you, Mike. I would never steal from you.
Never steal anything?
Never. All right, in the bottom left-hand corner, the Liquid player. The blue Terran, it is TaeJa. His opponent, the Taiwanese superstar, the red Zerg. It's Gamania Sen. And Derek Watcher, as we were saying, good for Zerg in the beginning and mid stages, not so great at the late stages. Talk to me a little bit about why Zerg is good in the mid stages.
Well, the map is so wide open in front of the third base and the natural that it makes it difficult for Terran to do a push against Sen's third and natural. And we kind of saw that in Frost too. It's the same dynamic here. It's just so open. And it delays Sen's third a tiny bit, and maybe he can find a window to punish that a little bit. Also, it can make it easier to stop creep spread, which is one thing that Zerg often wants to get going early on this map.
Well, is this even a situation where we can count on Sen going for roaches? I feel like that might even be an overstep by TaeJa to say, okay, well, he goes roaches every game, but we've only really seen him 2 games. That's not a large sample set, so...
Well, you can't count on that, but the Hellion Banshee play is still pretty good against Ling Banding as well.
Okay. Okay. Well, 2 additional queens are popping out here, making it a total of 5 queens, so it's almost like Sen knows exactly what his opponent is doing, getting almost the perfect build, I would say, as 5 queens will be able to shut this down pretty easily, or at least but I'm getting a little bit worried. Income tab 69 harvesters to 55 now. The incomes are pretty equivalent, but the gas count for Sen is approaching a lot faster, and now the first push out is starting up here. TaeJa is not heeding your warning, and this is a 1-1 timing for TaeJa, by the way.
I think it's just going to be to clean up the creep tumors, though.
I think so too, yeah.
Because if you look at the bio, it's just the right amount for him to lift up in the medevacs and fly away if too many units come for his.
Yeah, that's true. Sen preparing some sort of push out. He wants to reclaim this area so he can replace creep tumors over there. Banshee is going to go over to the third base, and now the engagement. Too much damage. +3 attack just got started. That means +2 just finished. And Sen, I feel like, just took a massive win there.
Yeah, that was an enormous win. And even though you pointed out that one incredibly good Widowmine connection, that doesn't make up for the 6 Widowmines that just died to the banelings before
That's
they finished
true.
burrowing.
I mean, that is a lot of AoE that you're missing out in that battle. So unfortunate. TaeJa gonna have to go back to square one. Now, he does have this hatchery at half-life, but with transfuses, Sen will be able to retain that, and he knows that's a big point of contention, so he's keeping his units near that area Well, he's getting +2 building armor. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have all the upgrades he wants.
I mean, but I think he wants to push sometime soon.
I'm just kidding.
Because, like, it just
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
better for Zerg in this situation. Zerg can remax quicker.
Yep.
And he's getting the Ultraless Caverno now. So now is the time when TaeJa's going to want to push.
Yeah, and the transition switches are really awkward
Yeah.
for Terran, I think. Like, you need a good count of bio and Widow Mines to fend off against the Ultras, or at least the Ultra switch, and especially you need a large Marauder count. Normally your infrastructure isn't geared up for that, so you need to be at like a trailing switch. And here actually hit the wrong thing. And where's the rest of Sen's army? Banelings are going to connect on the Widow Mines, but still it's not a lot left. And
Well.
60 Zerglings in production, 8 Banelings as well.
Yeah, I think Sun, I'm not sure why he's not adding any infestors in. If he had a couple infestors in this composition, it would make it a lot
Yeah.
easier to clean up his bio.
Just shut that down, but as it stands, he doesn't, and he hasn't continued or he hasn't upgraded anything that speaks to me infestors, and
He's also-
consistently he's having these fights here.
Yeah, he's also not taking all of his gases, which is unusual for his Zergon 5 base. He's leaving 2 of them
And he's just going to drill in yet again. Great focus fire by the Widow Mines, by the way. He's consistently just taking one of them and targeting the Banelings, and that's why you have some great connections instead of targeting the Ultras.
I'm not actually sure how much he's doing that, though. It'd be interesting to ask him, because it looks like Sun isn't microing as well as he could, though. He's kind of just like A-moving and sending all his units forwards, and a lot of them are dying with his mines.
My gosh, and it keeps coming in. Now, Sen looks like he's finally able to stabilize. I think 3-3 definitely assists in this. The mine's getting cleaned up, and again...
What's happened here, though? He has such a supply lead out of nowhere.
Great job. Again, another hold here in the top left-hand position. And the supplies are looking at 165 to 119. Command center is being taken out in the top left.
TaeJa's lost a lot of his Widow Mines, too. These attacks
Banelings, no!
Mines.
Banelings are actually blocking a lot of these units, but now he's going to go in for it. No mines are in this composition. Oh, maybe there are. Sorry. And Banelings are not going to get the right connections. All of a sudden, TaeJa is overpowering his opponent. Ultra's coming in for